get to this point, you can start making the striations that are in the petal. And I'm not following it line by line, because that's unnecessary, really. But I am including the striations in here. And just with that goldenrod, or you can, the ochre, burnt ochre. And you want to keep the lines going in the direction of the petal. And in between the striations, you've got your yellow. And then your pink. It's really not that difficult. Now, the edge of this still has ink on it. Unfortunately, you can't erase it. But to make up for that ink, a tiny drop of the goldenrod on the edge, because there is an edge color there if you look really, really closely. It's a little bit on the greener side, so you may want to color match that exact. I don't think that's really that necessary, but if you use your sharp pencil, you should be able to get that edge. Now, don't scratch into it. Slightly away from the edge. We don't want to make a ring, because I know so many people do, and it's so hard to get off. So we just want that color to butt up against the edge, the very, very edge, just like I'm doing it. Now, if this was a pencil sketch, I would be able to get that off. Blending the pink into it. Now, in the photo reference, it's not exactly burnt ochre. It's got a little bit more gray in it. I'm gonna try it with a little bit of green. I have a feeling that because it's more of like a green gray. I'm gonna see what I could find to match it. Hopefully I'll be able to, but I might not be able to find anything in the Polychromos box that will do it. I just want to try to get off that ink edge, blending it in to the picture. Remember, do not resist the urge to go around it. Always go in on your edges. And I know it's really super hard to do, but once you get out of the habit of coloring around the ring, your pictures are going to look much better, no matter what picture you're using. Now, right in here, it gets a little bit darker, and we're definitely gonna need another pencil color for that. Now, I believe the middle cadmium red will do it. It may be too red. I'm looking for like sort of a burgundy wine color. Not that bad. That works. And that's just to create a slight shadow from here to there. We're not looking for any major color. Just that slight shadow. If I put the pink over it, kind of covers up the red a little bit and creates that little darker color. So I think that was the right one, the cadmium red. Now I'm just adding a few more details in there, darkening things up. Now, here gets a little bit darker in the photo, but you may or may not want to add a black to it. It's going to be a personal choice. I find that black is very flattening. And if you're going to use it at the very end when you're about to, right about to call the picture finished. That's when you can tighten things up with black. Just putting down another layer. Each layer, your flower gets more and more realistic. Reinforce the color and then use your yellow to push it into the paper. And remember, you don't have to go line for line. You can leave it at this. Now I'm going to start working on the pink. I don't want to overdo it. I'm going to start working on the pink. Now, these flowers in comparison to this are very easy. You're going to just go and you're going to put your yellow, reinforce it with the yellow, add in your pink where it needs to be, and then just work your way around. Now, the edges on some of these are white, and they're not really white, but they appear to be white. I would use more the ivory than a white, but that's an artistic, choice you can add onto the edge. Now again, we have the same problem with it being not a pencil, so I can't get rid of that, and I'm gonna try it with a little bit of Posca at the end to see if I can get completely rid of it. And maybe a gel pen would help blend it out a little bit more. I think that's the best I'm going to get it. Once I bring the pink up to the edges and darken it up, it won't be as noticeable. Okay, I'm going to put you on hyperlapse. Now I'm gonna use another color, and we're gonna use medium flesh. It might be a little bit dark, but I'd rather be dark than too light. And it's just to change the color of the pink. I think it may be too dark. I'm going to add in a little bit of white and see how that does. Now by adding in that layer of white, now I could take my pink and go over it, and my pink will never be as dark as the original color. And there's a slight yellow hue on it. I'm gonna use the ivory. And that's what's really good about flowers, is if you don't make it exactly like the reference picture, nobody will know the difference. Because every flower in the world is different. So don't get frustrated. And you may want to take some artistic liberty. See, I usually don't do one-on-one anything. I like to always add in my own art. I'm having to fight the urge of where I want to and with a reference picture. I usually use reference pictures as like guides. I don't use it exact. Unless you're doing a portrait. That's different. Now, over here, I just want to darken this up because it's a hard edge and it's going above that leaf, so it has to be represented that way. Unfortunately, sometimes you just can't do exactly what a reference photo does. That's close enough. It's getting there. Over towards the middle on here, it gets very pink. And then it sort of gets splotchy with the dark towards the middle. Until you end up with almost a clear edge. Okay, that's the hard edge to this one. And it's gonna get very pink over here. The pinker it gets over here, the more you'll see that hard edge. I'm going to turn you on to hyperlapse again because this whole leaf is almost, this whole petal is almost all pink, and it only has a tiny bit of yellow in there. So I have a feeling you guys can handle it. And then the edge, there's a little bit of what looks like a very faint blue on the edge. And I'll come back when I'm doing that. I'm actually, before I go on to that, I'm going to blend it out a little bit. And I'm using the Daler and Roni thinner. Not too much, but I just feel like it needs some blending that the Polychromos will not do to achieve a certain look. This is a very good picture for Prismacolor. Not some, although it has a lot of detail, it's good for actually both. That looks much better. Let's get a little bit more blended in here. Another trick to keep the edge white is use a little bit of Posca and then shave that down. Okay, so if it gets to be too straight, you let that dry and then you pencil over it. It'll keep it really white and you'll get rid of the outside line. So I'm going to put you on hyperlapse and I'm going to do this entire petal. Now here are some options that we're at. The pinks that we're using, because that's what Polychromos has, isn't the exact hot pink in the reference photo. But if you have hot pink in Prisma, you can bring it even closer to the reference photo by using it. And I'm going to see how it looks. So I'm going to add a little bit of Prismacolor in it because really, if you're going to have the freedom of having more pencils, use them. I just tested out the colors, and you could see it's not neon pink. It's not hot pink. This is a little bit too purple to create that color, but the combination between adding in a little bit of the neon pink into it, not much, but a little bit, is the color you can see right here. So now if you don't have it, you don't have it. That's, you just use the pink that you were using. But if you do have it, take advantage of it. There is no rules in art. Nobody's gonna pop out from under your bed and take your pencils away. I mean, honestly, I've been mixing media so much lately, and it's funny, I was gonna do a whole video on this. My friend Melody and I were talking, this was going back a while ago, but not that long ago, where I actually had to give her permission to, I was like, Melody, you can mix your media. No one's gonna call you names or anything like that, because sometimes it does take a little bit of, you know, permission to become more creative. Like, you put rules and stuff down in your head, what a teacher could have said, what you think I say, and you don't want to experiment. Art is for experimentation. And there's a little red area right around here that I wanted to get in. And you just keep blending until you like what you got. You do what you have to do to make your art look good. If that means using a blending medium, if your hands get tired too fast and you need that blending medium, use it. That's what it's there for. That's what it was created for. I mean, every artist uses some type of whiting medium, whether it be Posca or acrylic paint. Some artists use the acrylic paint with pencil to get that, you know, to the whiting. I don't know what I'm going to use. I may use Posca. I may use my gouache. I have a really nice gouache because I could thin that down or leave it thick. See, I always like to mix my Polychromos with my Prismas. Now, this area of this petal is a little bit more difficult. You take it to the level you need to take it to. If you can't get in the veiny looking things on it that are right over here, try to get some of them. Now, there's a trick to it. Get out your eraser. So we have a highlight line right around here. And then one that goes right like that. And one like that and like that. Now this, of course, is too bright, but a little bit too dark, but that's okay. I don't feel like hunting down another pencil. know what the number one thing is to make a picture look like it's realistic? Your shadows, and we're not going to forget them. What I'm trying to do is remove some of the Posca and just leave the paper stain. I have another trick that you can use when you have areas like this that you are too thin to do with paper. This is about as far as the paper tooth will take me. If you have any questions, please bear with me during this time. My husband is still critically ill, and I will try to answer all questions in private. Please use the email, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.